to Clemson Sports Talk. Join the show now at 978-1832 or text 803-450-0086.
It is the show that shakes the Southland, Clemson Sports Talk on a Monday afternoon. Always good to be back with you, and thank you for everybody who has subscribed, man. Over 500 subscribers already, heading into week 4 of the season. I think my lofty goals of 1,000 subscribers before week 5 are probably a little bit out of reach, unless you do one thing. Head over and hit subscribe to our channel right now. 803-450-0086. Text line, phone line. 803-450-0086. Coming up in hour 2, William Qualkenbush will join the program. We've got audio today from Tigertown, including Tony Elliott. Again, I know a lot of people out there frustrated about this Clemson Tiger offense. I mentioned earlier as well. We will also hear from some of you. We had plenty of calls over the weekend. Again, this is a unique college football season. I don't think anybody is denying that. One thing, though, that I do want to make sure that we hit on again, let's not forget, and it's incredible because we had Tommy Bowden on the program on Friday, and I can't help but think about the fact that Clemson and Troy faced off back in 2016. September the 10th, as a matter of fact. And that Clemson Tiger team survived 30-24. An ugly victory, but a victory. That was a number 2 ranked Clemson team. And again, that same Clemson Tiger football team, with Deshaun Watson at the helm, would go on to win the national championship. Now, that's key because Dabo Swanny has said that you don't play your best football early. You shouldn't. Great teams get better. This team obviously struggling. But I think the key difference in that 2016 team and this team is the fact that, and again, that 2016 team also beat Auburn on the road by 6. That 2016 team beat Georgia Tech by just 19. That 2016 team beat Louisville by 6. They beat NC State in overtime. They beat Florida State by 3. They lost to Pittsburgh by a point on a last-second field goal. They beat Virginia Tech in the ACC Championship by 7. That's a team that went on to throw a goose egg up against Ohio State, 31-0, and to get by Alabama on the last, quote, offensive play of the game. Winning is not always pretty. And there were photos, we've got them over on ClemsonSportsTalk.com, from this past Saturday of KJ Henry embracing James Skalski, of DJ Uiagalelei being hugged by Brian Brzee. Are there issues with this team? Roger that, Captain. 10-4. Copy. Yes. Is this team still talented enough to win a national title? Roger that. Copy. Yes. Defensively, they are as good as anybody in America. It's a championship level defense at this point. Confidence issues with I asked Tony Elliott after the game on Saturday about the mechanics. You know, mechanically, what is DJ doing wrong that he's seen? And again, this is all pre-tape before he gets a chance to watch the film. I mean, you can see DJ's throwing off of his back leg. That's part of the reason he's sailing the football. mean, he's not stepping into every throw that he's making. And you got to have a more aggressive approach, in my opinion, in that regard at this level. And the other thing, that I asked Dabo Swanny was, look, man, if a team lines up, giving you that robber look with essentially 5 guys deep and making you run the ball under, first off, you do have to hit some slants and some things underneath. And a couple of times Clemson, hits wideouts or tight ends in the hands and they drop the ball. That isn't necessarily on DJ. But even with the additional time that Clemson had, it was still incredible to me that the adjustments weren't there. And I kind of asked Dabo Swanny yesterday, what take us through what it's like to be a coach when you've prepared for X and now you are getting Y, and you got to communicate amongst your offensive line coach. You got to communicate amongst your tight ends coach. You got to communicate amongst your wide receivers, quarterback, running backs, getting all those groups to gel and mesh and say, hey, this is what we thought we were doing. This is what we got to do. Let's pull it off. Now, to me, what I saw didn't pull it off as well as I would like to believe a great, great team could do it. But maybe that just goes to show the youth and inexperience that you actually have this year with a guy like DJ Uiagalelei at quarterback. Again, just a couple of games into his career. I mean, we expect him to be Trevor Lawrence, but he's not Trevor Lawrence. We expect him to be playing at the level Trevor Lawrence was playing at after multiple seasons. And I think Trevor Lawrence was playing better as a freshman. But I can tell you that I had conversations here on the show that Shakes the Southland. By the way, if you're watching the show today, thank you. Like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends and neighbors and your friends' neighbors. Ding the bell, ring the bell, whatever you got to do over on YouTube. We want to hear from you as well. Caller-driven show. Let me fire that up because check this out. We got a new little URL for you. Check this out. tinyurl.com/Clemson Sports TV. How simple is that, Swanny? Always thinking. Not just a hat rack, ladies and gentlemen, especially not just a Clemson Sports Talk hat rack. But again, I think some of these things are byproducts of the run, the amazing run that Clemson's been on, the expectation that any opponent that you face, you should obliterate. And that's just not always the case. It's a hard pill to swallow because you become accustomed to throwing it in cruise control. We'll hear from you, the listeners. People called in all weekend, 803-450-0086. We'll get to those calls right after this.
Radio advertising can connect your business with holiday shoppers wherever they go. Use iHeart Ad Builder to create an affordable custom radio ad right on your phone. Just click, listen, approve, then hear it on the radio. Create your customized ad today at iHeartAdBuilder.com.
It's time to get your home insanely clean. Listen, Zero Res cleans like no other. No harsh chemicals and no sticky, soapy residue is left behind. And right now, get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned for $119. Plus, when you mention this station, you'll get a hallway cleaned for free. Schedule online at ZeroResColumbia.com.
When a community grows, its hospital should grow too. And that's just what we're doing at Lexington Medical Center. We recently launched the largest hospital expansion project in South Carolina history. Our new 10-story patient tower will help us take better care of patients, including the tiniest infants who need special attention. It will also make room for the growing number of patients who need surgery and intensive care. At Lexington Medical Center, our mission to serve our community never wavers. We're here when you need us today, and we'll be there when you need us tomorrow.
At Firehouse Subs, we make our subs differently because our subs can make a difference. And now it's never been easier to grab our subs to go for you or your whole crew. With Firehouse Subs Rapid Rescue to Go, you can save time when you order online at firehousesubs.com or on our app. And we'll have your subs boxed, bagged, and ready for pickup at our designated to-go areas. No lines, no waiting. Just more big, bold, craveable subs that help save lives. Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs. Save more lives.
It's fall, y'all. Stay cool with this Wilson'sAir.com weather update.
Tonight will be cloudy with scattered showers and lows around 70. Tomorrow, highs around 80 with plenty of clouds and off and on showers. For Channel 25 ABC Columbia, I'm Chief Meteorologist John Farley.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Hitting speed bumps in your hiring process? Streamline your route to hired with Indeed. Their hiring platform makes it easy to attract, screen, and interview candidates, all in the same place. Find your next great hire and visit Indeed.com/credit.
They'll challenge your authority. They'll try to break your will. They'll push you to the edge of your sanity. Because that's what kids do. But this car is your territory, not theirs. Defend it. Who makes the payments? Who cleans it? Who drives it? You do. That's who. And in here, your word is law. So when you say you won't move until everyone's buckled up, you won't budge an inch. Until you hear that click. Never give up until they buckle up. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. For more information, visit safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup.
Cutting-edge Braille instruction, both in-house and virtual computer training, educational workshops, job coaching. These are just some of the critical services offered by the Federation Center of the Blind, which is affiliated with the National Federation of the Blind of South Carolina. This year, we're observing our 60th anniversary. We invite you to join us by calling 803-254-3777 or emailing nfbsc@sc.rr.com.
To some, a baby's babbling doesn't mean much, but it does. Especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Learn more at autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Fox Sports Radio 1400, serving Columbia at 1400. And the world on the iHeartRadio app.
Man, do I have some good news for you on Fridays. Guess what? We are going to have those Clemson football simulations for you in their entirety moving forward here on the show that shakes the Southland on Friday. So make sure you're here. They'll be streaming live if you're watching. If you're listening on the iHeartRadio app, thank you very much. Again, if you are a part of the pro on a regular basis, I appreciate you. If you are not, go hit that subscribe button. We set a goal. Listen, I'm a crazy guy. I set a goal for 1,000 subscribers by Game 6. All right. That was like, I'm digging in. Go for it, Swanny. Whatever you got to do. And we've crossed the 500 subscriber threshold, and we can continue to push forward with your help. So if you will, do us that honor. Head over to our YouTube page. It's actually scrolling a little quick way to get there. tinyurl.com/Clemson Sports TV, or just go search for Clemson Sports Talk over there on our YouTube channel and hit that subscribe button. Let me tell you where we are right now. 515 of you. Let's go. 600's in sight. I can feel it in my bones. I think we can close in on 600 before the end of the week, but we can't do it without you. All right. Speaking of doing things without you, we can't do several things without you, and one of which is continue to have a great program like this, because your participation is #required. And one of the new things we're also doing to expand the reach and bring more people into the show is we are putting out the phone line right after the game. Man, you can call it anytime. You can call it during the game if you want. Like if you just wanted to call during the 2-hour rain delay or the lightning delay on Saturday, you could do that. But you could also call afterwards, like Adam did, listen to the show in Rock Hill to give us his thoughts on this past weekend's matchup.
Hey, this is Adam from Rock Hill, South Carolina, calling in. Just finished watching the game. Very disappointed in the offense. Defense looks amazing. I personally think that the defense is going to carry us through the year, but if the offense doesn't pick it up, it's going to be bad news for the Tigers. Thanks for the call.
No, thank you, Adam, man. Thanks for chiming in and giving us your thoughts on it. And, I don't think a lot of people are going to disagree. The offense has been disappointing. The defense, as I said, it looks like a championship type defense. And we got a lot of messages to get to from people here today. So we'll try to do that as well. Here's one from Abby, who gave us a call as well after the game on Saturday.
Hello, Clemson Sports Talk. I just wanted to talk about tonight's game versus Georgia Tech. Let's all try to be very respectful. Let's leave all the hating online to the opposing team. Let's try to support our guys, support DJ. This is a lot of pressure. I mean, Trevor Lawrence with some very big shoes to fill, and very happy to see him doing pretty well so far as a rookie in the NFL. So let's just keep the positive vibes going versus this game. I know that these guys look lost out there, but let's put some more pressure on our coaches to maybe switch some things up and leave these young guys alone, all right? Because I've seen a lot of hate from Clemson fans, and let's just leave that to the opposing team. Signing off. Have a good one.
Great points, Abby. And I think Abby's right about this for sure. I mean, it's so easy. And I kind of said this. Like, I think a lot of this certainly has to do with DJ's performance on the field. And I think a lot of the rest of it has to do with the fact that he's got this Dr. Pepper deal, that he's got this Bojangles deal. And this was kind of my fear of what we were doing by allowing these players to make money off of their name, image, and likeness. When they're making 10 times what you're making at your job and you know how hard you work, then what you expect is on game day, he better perform. And I think people are going to hold these guys to higher standards. I've felt that since the beginning of it. And I also believe that the players probably, whether they would admit it or not, feel more pressure to be successful as well, especially a guy like DJ, because there's a lot more to be had financially if he is good. And that is a burden that you perhaps previously would not have felt nearly as much. I mean, it wasn't like you were going to get drafted at the end of your sophomore season. You might feel that pressure as a junior or a senior when you know the NFL awaits. And then the other thing that's really been bad for DJ, in my opinion, at least from the standpoint of when I tweeted out on Sunday the incredible touchdown throw that Trevor Lawrence had, is the fact that Clemson just isn't running vertical routes. That Clemson's not even giving DJ the chance to throw the football. Heck, even the question I posed about throwing a fly route, which I thought my man David Hood was making fun of, the reality was he wasn't. He's saying, look, somebody actually asked Tony if they're going to throw a fly pattern out of the end zone at the latter stages and just throw the ball out of bounds. And that was my thought. Trevor Maddox said the same thing. Made a lot of sense. I mentioned that earlier. But I think the reason that David Hood said something about it was because Clemson hadn't thrown anything vertically at all. I mean, I don't know what the rules would be, but I'm pretty sure that given how high that DJ can throw the ball, he could probably snap the football and just throw it a yard, but as high as he could in the stands, and it'd be an incomplete pass. I mean, I have no idea if that's the case or not, but I can tell you this, it wouldn't be a safety or a potential touchdown for the opponent. But it's tough because so many people are coming after these guys now because of how they played. And again, I tweeted it out during the break. Go look back at that 2016 season for a minute. I mean, Tommy Bowden made a great point about it on this program on Friday, talking about the Troy game. But then you dig a little deeper. Look how close those games were. And again, that's not indicative that this team is going to be some national championship winning ball club because of what happened in 2016. But I do think it's a fair point for you to look at and go, well, you know what? Those games were tough. They were tight. It wasn't just blowoutville. It wasn't just obliterate everybody and on to the national championship. The Tigers had to fight for it. Bible Belt Beauties in the house says, stop looking at me, Swan. My man Kyle, the honey king of the upstate, he says, let me get that hat for some honey. Hey, man, you know what's up. Got to have the comb, though. Got to have the comb. Not the hair comb, the honeycomb, folks. That's what I'm all about. Let's see. Adam says, that's what's frustrating. We have a championship defense. Hopefully the offense gets going. Thanks for making me feel better. You're welcome, Adam. I'm here for your therapies every day from 4 until 6 o'clock. I'll carry you through. I mean, can you imagine, though, honestly? Could you imagine if, like, you were 0-3 or a team that hadn't had the success that Clemson's had. Like, I think that's part of the problem. It's like temperature, man. It's relative. If Clemson had been stinking it up the past few years, you'd be going, man, what a season. Fighting. Look at us win. We're grinding them out. Not now. You feel a lot different, don't you? Stay with us.
For 28 years, the professional staff of the Hobbs Group and Hobbs Group Advisors has been dedicated to helping others achieve their financial goals by delivering quality, objective financial and accounting solutions to a diverse client base of individuals and businesses all over South Carolina. We offer tax and audit services, bookkeeping, payroll, litigation support, employee benefits, personal financial planning, investment management, and insurance services. Please call us at 803-799-0555 or visit our website, hobbscpa.com, to learn more about our people and services.
Plus tags entitled with approved credit. Call 888-320-6359 for details. JT's Kia is paying up to $4,000 over book value for your trade. You could even get nearly what you paid for it. I can assure you this is not going to last. And when other dealers' shelves are bare, JT has the Kias you want. New 2022 Kia Telluride, Sorrentos, K5s. Credit concerns? Nobody works harder than JT to get you approved. Come get the most possible for your trade right now at JT's Kia, I-77 at Killian Road, jtskia.com.
Are you thinking about refinancing your home, but worried that closing costs could cancel out any money you'd save? Not with Cap Center's zero closing cost mortgages.
This is our 6th time using Cap Center. The quality of service was excellent, and the savings were substantial.
Cap your closing costs. Visit capcenter.com. Equal housing lender. Visit capcenter.com for rates, savings, and offer limitations. This ad contains real client feedback voiced by actors. NMLS ID 67717. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
A divorce can cause strife and cost you more than it should. That's why you need the experienced counsel of Masella Law to guide you and protect what you value most. With over 25 years of experience, Masella Law has a proven track record of success in family law, criminal defense, and more. With countless cases won or competently settled, we are confident in our ability to fight on your behalf. Call Masella Law for exceptional representation at 748-9990.
748-9990. Give us a call or just log on MasellaLaw.com.
Get stylish, durable flooring for your home that will last a lifetime. And get it installed with help from Lowe's. Get Stainmaster Pet Protect carpet starting at just $199 per square foot. And Pergo Wet Protect laminate starting at $249 per square foot. Both with limited lifetime warranties. Order now, only at Lowe's. Home to any budget, home to any possibility. Install available in-store only and through independent contractors. See Lowe's.com for details and licensing. U.S. only. See Lowe's.com product detail page for more warranty information.
I'm Aditi Kinkabwala.
And I'm Mike Yam.
We love football so much, we figured let's start a podcast and call it NFL Explained, where we just answer all the crazy questions we get about football all the time.
Like how the Buffalo Bills got their name, or who even came up with the Sky Camp, because that is actually a really cool idea.
Answers to questions like that and more every Thursday. Come join us for the NFL Explained podcast.
You can listen to NFL Explained on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Ever think of light bulbs as being cool? They are if you choose energy-efficient bulbs and fixtures that have earned the government's Energy Star label. They're so hot, they're cool. Because they burn cool and last up to 10 times longer, you save money and oodles of energy. Change a light, help the environment, save some green. The solution is as close as your nearest lamp socket. Brighten your environmental future. From the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency.
Major key alert. Don't ever play yourself. Life is like school. You will be tested, so pass it.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at GetSchooled.com.
Stay focused. Now that's a major key alert.
Brought to you by Get Schooled and the Ad Council.
Fox Sports Radio 1400. Online at foxsportsradio1400.com. On your phone with the iHeartRadio app and on hundreds of devices like Alexa, Google Home, Xbox, and Sonos. An iHeartRadio station.
If you've been around this program long enough, you know I'm not a huge rock and roll fan, but man, some of those bumper breaks, I'm breaking out the air guitar every once in a while. I feel like I'm like in an AC/DC movie or something. I don't know. Thank you for being here. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends and neighbors, man. We got a lot of people streaming the show with us today. Again, a little bit of a reaction Monday because we put it out on Saturday. 14-8, Clemson survives survives against Georgia Tech. And I'm not sure there's another way to put it. We'll talk with William Qualkenbush here in about 15 minutes to get his thoughts on it. Again, you don't have to look back far to maybe project the future to a degree. We'll see what happens on that front for your Clemson Tigers the rest of the way. But we got several other callers I want to get to. Tyler, listening to the show in Nashville, or at least contributing to the program from Nashville on Saturday night after Clemson's win. Here's what Tyler had to say about your Tigers' victory over the Yellow Jackets.
Hey, yeah, this is Tyler. I'm currently residing in Nashville. I just got done watching the game. The offense, obviously, is atrocious. Defense is showing so much potential, just stuffing folks. There's not a whole lot of creativity on offense, and I don't know if that's limited by the QB or what.
Right.
But I think DJ has it, honestly. Like, I know the moment is getting the best of him and has been, but he's shown it. He has it. I feel bad for him, to be honest, because our whole entire fan base is just trashing him. But, you know, if you ever get put in a position where you're an athlete and you're coming into somewhere that you've never been and trying to perform where the expectations are so high when you just had someone go 1-1 in front of you, it's tough. And I think our fans should show some grace, which I'm sure they won't. But if you don't remember, before Deshaun and Taj, honestly,
yeah.
I mean, Charlie Whitehurst was awesome, I guess, but our team wasn't great. And the expectation now is just to blow everybody up by 50, and it's you know, it's not realistic in this world, especially when everyone's getting better recruits. But go Tigers, and I'm just hoping we can survive this little rut we got going, because it's not fun to watch, but hopefully we can turn it around. All right, go Tigers.
Great call, Tyler, man. Appreciate it. Some good points. And again, he mentioned that, you know, you blow people out for so long that's what you expect. You've certainly out-recruited these teams. I mean, heck, you beat Georgia Tech, as I said earlier, 73-7 a year ago. So not only do you expect as a fan that you're just going to walk in there. I mean, I thought Clemson would put 40 on the board, maybe give up 10, 45-10, something like that. Felt pretty normal. But when you get 14-8, doesn't feel normal. And you're like, what's going on? Again, thank you to everybody who is hanging out with us today here on the program. Tim hanging out with us as well, giving us his thoughts. He's actually down at the Air Force Base in Florida. Tim, what's up, man? Uh-oh. Sorry, got Tim muted. My bad, Tim. Let me get you on the line. All right, Tim, there you go. What's up, man?
Hey, look here. This is Tim down here near Eglin Air Force Base in the Florida Panhandle. Look here. A W's a W. I'm tracking. But daggone it. The offense is about a C- right now, tops, in my opinion. The defense is playing well, but their tongues get to hanging out late in the game, and you just can't keep it up. And by the way, the Wolf Pack is looming. Think about that, at the Wolf Pack. Goodness gracious alive. Come on, offense. Let's go.
You know, Tim, I tell you what, he makes a good point, too, about the defense being on the field. And Saturday, you know, you had the long break and the guys are out there. I mean, it was a day. I mean, that was a day of football. And, you know, the defense just had to muster up that final energy. And I talked just a little bit ago about some of those photos that we've got over on our website, ClemsonSportsTalk.com, where if you're not a subscriber, man, we would love to have you support us. Just $63.17 for 1 year of coverage. That's right. I said it, Gamecock Nation. $63.17. Come be a part of what we do over on ClemsonSportsTalk.com. All that being said, just kind of diving into the ins and the outs of the world of Clemson football and trying to recap everything from the standpoint of this 14-8 win, not a 14-8 loss, but he said a W is a W. Tim's right on that front. We'll try to get to more callers. But first, before we do that, let's take a look out to those of you hanging out with us live today on the show. Let's see. Edward says, Swanny, what happened to the deep ball? Why not let Ladson and Goddard and Ross go deep and have Dixon in the tight end? Forsake out with, I don't know what that part is, but out with Shipley as the running back. Look, the deep ball is a thing of the past, apparently. I don't know. I mean, when you listen to these coaches and they tell you the way that Georgia Tech lined up, and Dabo Swinney said it yesterday during the Sunday teleconference, said, look, they were trying to force us to run the ball. That's what we had to do. And we did. We did enough to win. They were giving us looks that we weren't prepared for. But I like, as a casual observer of the sport and somebody that covers it, go, well, why doesn't everybody do that to you? Like, why isn't that the norm? And I'm sure they're going to see it more. I know I would. Wouldn't you? You'd be foolish not to. Wes says, no reason for us not having second half adjustments after a literally 2-hour halftime. I thought the same thing. That's why I asked the question about what goes into, when you got that, when you find out the team's giving you a look that you weren't expecting, Wes. And Coach Swinney talked about how difficult it still was and talked about the young offensive linemen. I mean, and granted, there is a lot that goes into it, I'm sure. I'm sure it's much more sophisticated than I like to think it is. It's not changing the toner on the printer over here in studio. I'm sure it's more difficult than that. But, yeah, I was kind of surprised. We'll hit a break. Hour 2 coming up. William Qualkenbush joins us. We'll drop the feed. We'll come back with a new feed right after this.
Clemson Sports Talk with Lawton Swan on Columbia's home for sports. Fox Sports Radio 1400. Now, Columbia's most dependable traffic, sponsored by Pope Davis Tire and Automotive, home of the best tire prices in Columbia, guaranteed. Fox Sports Radio 1400 traffic.
A look at the road shows a wreck on I-26